My name is Jennifer Gunn, and I play piccolo and flute in the Chicago Symphony Orchestra. The symphonies by Dmitri Shostakovich are some of a piccolo player's very favorite symphonies to play. One of my personal favorites is the first movement solo from Shostakovich's Symphony No. 6. One of the most difficult things for players to do on a piccolo is to play with a very seamless, sustained sound and having a very consistent and unwavering pitch. This particular solo starts on a C sharp and jumps up an octave. C sharp on the piccolo is literally one finger, so it's an open tube, which is pretty much the most flexible note that you can play. So to play this octave without having the C sharp fluctuate and then the octave not being wide enough is very difficult to achieve. 2 bars later, we have another octave jump to the highest F sharp the piccolo can play in a piano dynamic, which is also a very difficult task. And the best way to practice this is by practicing your long tones. I practice mine with a tuner every day. I start by playing gentle harmonics, a fundamental note, bringing it up an octave, and then to the next. When I play these harmonics, I'm just thinking about the air moving through my body very freely and with a lot of determination. I think as flute players, we move to the piccolo and sometimes we feel like because of the size of it, we shouldn't blow that much. Or when we see a piano dynamic, we shouldn't blow that much. I think it's actually the opposite. With this tiny instrument, the airstream has to be very focused and very steady. It's a very small tube, a very small embouchure hole, and if the airstream fluctuates just a little bit on this head joint, the pitch might suffer. An excerpt like the Shostakovich Sixth first movement needs a very strong, steady airstream, even though the dynamic printed of piano is deceptive and makes the player want to play less. But in fact, for me, that piano dynamic means power and strength in a tiny package. So I don't want to play loud, but I can't play without an inner strength and determination. If you've taken an audition, you know how strange the environment is. As performers, we're rarely in a situation of such heightened tension and self-awareness. That's a pretty hard combination. I knew in a heightened state like that, my weaknesses would be my downfall. So in my practice, in addition to those excerpts, I incorporated scales, trill exercises, finger coordination exercises that might be a little monotonous, but I knew if I did that work, it's kind of like weightlifting. If I did the work, the preparation behind it, I would be strong and I could rely on my skills when I was in a room of increased tension and heightened sensitivity. One thing to remember in this process is that each time you take that audition, you are preparing yourself for the next audition, the next performance. The road never ends. We're going to play these pieces as long as we play our instruments. So we might as well find some joy right from the start, even if the pieces are a little bit difficult for us, or they just feel a little technically out of reach at the moment. They will be in reach if we keep our motivation and our preparation consistent.